All right, guys, our last topic is the PlayStation Portal. Jason bought it. He made me a little jealous, so I went out and bought it, and I was really looking forward to it. He said, early comments about it, he said it was really good, and I was like, cool.
I also want to preface real quick, because last podcast, you were the one that wanted to buy it, and he was like, oh, man, you should let me know how it is. And then as we continue talking, then like, Jason was like, nah, I kind of want to buy it. And then he ends up going to buy it, and then you get his impressions, and then you buy it. And I just thought that was really funny how it started with you buying it.
It started with me wanting it originally, like when it first got announced. And
oh, yeah.
There was a whole thing, and Jason got it first. So, yeah. I think overall, getting into like positive stuff, like the design, it's great. Like, I love the concept that they took a controller, just cut it in half, and put a screen in the middle, and it's very well built. It's right here. It's a very well built, feels solid. I mean, It's not a cheap product. Like it's very light, surprisingly. Like I'm not sure about the battery life, but I played it for a few hours, and I don't think the battery went down any.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it was fully charged too, so that probably helps.
I want to real quick. I just want to for those that are coming to this video and are like, what is a PlayStation Portal?
Oh, yeah.
It's a $200 streaming device that allows you to stream your PlayStation 5 to a handheld device that is sitting here on our table here. And it doesn't store any games. It's not a storage device. It's not a handheld game player. It is a remote player from your PlayStation. So literally, it mirrors your PlayStation and streams it to your device here through Wi-Fi. Only Wi-Fi. No LTE or anything like that, just Wi-Fi.
Yep. So it has an 8-inch LCD HD display. I thought it was OLED, but maybe not. It's not. Okay. Well, it still looks very well. Very, very good. 8-inch, which is bigger than the Nintendo Switch. It is only 1080, which is fine. I think people were like, why can't it be more? Like, why can't it be 2K? And it's like, for first iteration, it's not bad.
Honestly, that might explain some of the quality that I saw was just because it's 1080. I didn't think about that too, maybe.
Well, you play Astro. We'll get into some stuff, but you play Astros and it looks really good.
Oh, actually, well, yeah. Steam Deck looks really good. It's like 720, I think. Yeah. So, anyway.
So, and there are games on the Switch that look really good, and with the OLED screen too, and only 1080. Anyway, so I was like, okay, that's a plus. I like it. The feel is good. I mean, if you like the PlayStation controller, like you're gonna love this because it's basically PlayStation controller with the screen in the middle. Other than that, I haven't liked it. I've been very...
What?
I know. Like, the main thing was when I was playing it at home, originally launched it, I was like, I started Ghost of Tsushima on my PlayStation, so I was like, okay, let me play it on my handheld device. It was super pixelated, was not 1080, and it was choppy. There was definitely, like, input lag. And same thing happened when I played Astro's Astro game. Astrobot. It was not as laggy, but the screen quality was still really bad. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it to work. I took my thing to work, which is like the main point of getting this. And we don't have the best internet at work. It's like maybe a little over 100 megabytes download. And I'm like, it should be plenty to stream something. So I got there and I was able to play some games, but it was super laggy. And I was like, God. And then half the time I couldn't even connect. Like, it wouldn't connect to my PlayStation. I was like, okay, something's going on. Well, then I go home and I find out that my PlayStation isn't hardlined, which I thought it was. For some reason, it got unhardlined. So I put that back on. I was like, I solved the problem. It's going to be great because all Jason's talking about.
So did somebody like break in your house and unhook your PlayStation?
No, I think I took it somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Because I was taking it to work for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever put it back in. That was a while ago. Anyway, so I got, Jason's been like, yeah, I've had a really good time with it. It's really great. And I'm like, cool. I was like, hardlined it. Should be fine. I didn't try it at home because I was so busy. So I went back to work and I was like, easy. I'm going to play this today. I'm going to get some Ghost of Tsushima. Could not connect. So the internet at work, I guess, sucks so bad that I couldn't connect. So I was like, okay, let me come back home. Came here to Brett's. I was like, let me connect. Let's play some Helldivers, because that's the one game I really wanted to try, because I've been playing single player games, and I couldn't connect to my freaking PlayStation. And I know the internet's on and everything, and I'm like, what the heck, dude? This device is useless to me. And so we paired it with Brett's PlayStation, and we're trying it out. We played Helldivers, and it is super choppy. I don't even think it's 30 frames a second. I think it's 25 frames a second, honestly. And then there was input lag with it, especially with aiming down sights. And maybe that game's hard to stream over the internet because it's such, a high graphical game. The best experience I had with this game, with the Portal, was with Astro's Playhouse, or Astrobot, the newest game, because I don't know. I guess it's just there's not a lot going on for it, graphic wise, and I guess it's easier to stream something like that. And so that was like the best experience. It was fun to jump into that and play and complete some planets and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I'm gonna return it. Like, I'm taking it back. It's just not. It's not what I wanted it to be. I thought it got 60 hertz, right out of the box because of streaming. I'm like, surely it can tolerate that, especially if it's streaming it. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know if it's the hardware overall or it's just going through the internet creates a problem with something like this right now. And I don't know if the Wi-Fi chip is the best either. I know apparently some of the people have been complaining that, there are latency issues, there's choppy gameplay on certain networks, and distances from the router, and variable in performance depending on connection speed, distance from the router, and other environmental factors. So, I mean, even at home, I was having problems. So that should tell you right off the bat, like, it's not working. So, but what I did do, I went to a friend's party, and I tried the handheld ROG device.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? It's at Best Buy.
The
Asus ROG, yeah. Handheld. It's basically a small computer. Well, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I saw that, and he's like, oh, I love this thing. I play all my PlayStation games from this. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Through the same remote play?
Yeah, same remote play. And he was like, hey, you want to play Apex? And I was like, sure, yeah, I want to try that. So smooth.
Yeah.
The whole experience was just fantastic. And it's doing remote play. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I need to try remote play on my Steam Deck and see how it runs.
It would be nice to see have that comparison. But yeah, I was like, wow. I don't know. I mean, obviously the hardware in that device, in the Asus ROG handheld, is a lot beefier than this. This is very simplified, dumbed down, just to get you to be able to remote play. And you can do a lot more with the ROG anyway. But I was just like, oh yeah, this is super smooth all the way around. So I think for a first iteration, like, I don't think Jason doesn't notice the frame rate drops. I mean, it's just, I think a lot of people don't notice the frame rate.
Yeah.
But I used to make movies. We both used to make movies and stuff. And so we can kind of see the frame rate stuff. And it does bother me. So I notice it. It's glaring.
I still don't know how you play games 30 frames per second, though. That still blows my mind. All things considered.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't notice
I'm glad.
On Helldivers on quality mode. Anyway, for first iteration, I think it's good. I think for the general audience, people will get some use out of this.
Yeah.
But for me, I expected a little more. It just doesn't do it for me. And it's really sad because I think this is actually something really cool. But it is a good step in the right direction. I think the next one, hopefully it has better hardware in it and it could do more.
Yeah.
But maybe on the back end side, the servers could be better. I don't know how all that goes through the internet, and because the streaming, it's like, because me and Brett were watching it is doing whatever you're doing on this device, on the Portal, like it is happening on your PlayStation, and you can watch it in real time. Yeah. And I was like, something's got to be going on there.
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest detriment. I don't know how if they can turn that up, but I know whenever you're like when I'm streaming games on our computer, I have one screen up that has OBS and the other screen is like the actual game. I notice that if I disable the preview on the other screen, it tends to perform better. So I wonder if there is some latency issues there with just like the fact that you're literally mirroring the screen rather than just like transferring it from here to here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're able to disable like the view on the PlayStation itself with the way the remote play works. But I feel like they should be able to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's odd to me, but it's unfortunate. I did see on here, I did confirm that it is up to 60 frames per second, 1080p.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to be able to do that. But, and it's funny because they say that they recommend a 15 megabit per second connection, which is like nothing. So I'm like,
yeah, it's nothing.
I feel like that's false. It's like,
Wait, another note on that is I couldn't even get it to connect to my hotspot, which I know people said, oh yeah, I was playing off my hotspot in certain reviews and like, oh, it plays fine. Like it's not the best, but it plays fine. I'm like,
have you messed with the settings at all?
There's not much to mess with.
Yeah, because I saw a few YouTube videos of like speed hacks and stuff like that on your settings on your device. So I'm curious if there's something you can do hidden inside there that you can do, like modify some of it.
Yeah, I'll look up some stuff. So,
but you shouldn't have to. At the end of the day.
I know it should just work. I mean, that's the whole point of these products, especially for consoles. Is like it just works.
Yeah, I mean the setup was nice. I mean, it's just scan a QR code.
Super easy. There's a few settings you got to change because you got to go in the power save mode and make sure that is set to be able to take commands from this in order to turn on your PlayStation.
Yeah. So you can do that if your PlayStation's in sleep mode. It'll
turn on. Good. Otherwise, if you don't turn that setting on, it'll just stay in sleep mode.
Well, that's what I was wondering about right now, where you couldn't connect. I was wondering if maybe it was like in sleep mode, but it sounds like it can do that. So that's good.
I changed all those settings. So
good. Yeah.
It should be working. It's not working. Anyway, that's my review. I don't recommend this device right now. I think the second iteration will most likely be better. But hey, Jason liked it from what we have heard. And if you want to hear what he has to say, tune in next time because he's going to be talking about his experience with the Portal. And then we'll probably have a back and forth on what's good, what's bad, and all that good stuff. But you going to get one?
No, definitely not. I have no need for it. But
right.
I could see there being like, I know a lot of, I could see a lot of people who have families and stuff like that seeing a need for this to play. Like I wouldn't play Helldivers on this device, but I could see playing Astrobot, playing like Diablo, things that don't require super fast reaction times, I guess, would be really good to experience and play with and stuff. But I'd rather just play on my screen, especially I still think the price point's ludicrous. Like I think $200 for literally a mirroring device is stupid. Like this should be $150 maybe tops. But I don't care what anybody says out there. I think $200 is overpriced.
Yeah, if it was $150, great. I mean, heck, if it worked like I wanted it to, I mean, I would say $200 is fine. But it doesn't work like I want it to.
Yeah.
Like it still leaves a lot to be desired, and it's really sad. Again, like I loved it. Like the design is fantastic. Like, I just cannot
the form
get
factor
over
feels really good. Yeah.
The screen is just big enough. Like I always liked the Switch. It is small. I mean, I think it's more designated for like smaller hands because I think they're trying to go for more of a child device type of thing. But it was a little small. But the games that you play on there aren't necessarily. They're not like PlayStation games, right? And so for this, it's a little too small. But for the size of it, I mean, you get the job done, and it's enough to see everything that's going on the screen. So if it was any smaller, I would not appreciate this machine.
Oh, I didn't realize this here. I'm reading an article from Digital Trends, and the guy is saying that. So we were talking last time about how you were going to do it with like Lizette watching TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He said that he has all of his consoles hooked up to an HDMI switch. So when he moves to his Portal, his girlfriend uses the Xbox to stream apps. But since the Portal accesses the PS5 through remote play, turning the Portal on automatically switches his TV over to the PS5, which creates a problem because now you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm like curious if like, I mean, yeah, I wonder if you have your standard system. I mean, I guess you would just have to switch back. So I think you can have your console on with two different inputs as long as you're connected to two different inputs. But if you're running it through a switch, then you're screwed. But
because my TV will turn on. Actually, you know what? It doesn't. It doesn't turn on when I turn on the portal.
Really?
When the portal connects.
Okay, but
It'll just show it like it's on.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
It goes from that orange like sleep mode to
White.
being white. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Cool. Well, PlayStation Portal, don't recommend, but tune in to our next video to see if it is right, to see the positives of the experience.
Jason might change your mind.
Yeah.